Well, hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine. It's going to be an active day. A number of showers and storms will be around as we go through the day. And as you look at the futurecast, shows a very active, especially by this afternoon, a number of showers and thunderstorms around. At times, these will be heavy, a lot of rain, a lot of lightning as well. And you can see, it's going to be a good coverage. Basically, there's a lot of deep tropical moisture out there to tap into. I'll talk more about that in a second. But that's just going to lead to a number of showers and storms around the day. And the ones that happen will be likely fairly heavy as well. You know, you could easily get a couple of inches of rain in just a short amount of time here today. So here's what I mean by that. Here's the numbers here from the modeling, and you can see they vary pretty widely. And I'd always tell people never get too caught up. Like, if you look at I'm in Loosedale, I'm going to get 0.48 inches of rain. No, that's not how it works. These models are not that exacting and not that good. What they can give us, and here's how I use it as a meteorologist, is you look at all these numbers, you kind of look at the highest numbers and then the lowest numbers, and that kind of gives you a range. Anywhere from about 1/10 of an inch at the lowest end. That's been probably a little bit more than that. So we'll go with 2/10 of an inch. And then, nearly 2 inches, maybe a little bit more than 2 inches at the top end. So just looking at what I'm seeing here, I would say at the bottom end about 1/4 of an inch, at the top end about 2 inches of rain, and you'll likely fall somewhere in that range. So a good amount of rain one way or the other for us here across the area. Most spots should get at least measurable rain today. We've had 8.5 inches of rain already on the month. It's been a very wet month, 2 inches plus above normal. On the year, but nearly 6 inches above normal. So if it just seems like it's been raining a lot, it has. Certainly has. Your grass is probably looking pretty good, or it's growing wildly out of control. But it's, we've had to deal with it quite a bit so far this year. One thing about all the rain today is look at the temperatures. Not going to be that bad. Only going to be in the low to mid 80s out there for highs. That's it. So we could be as far as 10 degrees below normal today because of that rain and these temperatures once again. And look at some of this, even some spots here on the modeling not even showing up as 80 degrees today. You probably still get to about 80, but nonetheless, it's going to be cooler today because of the rain. Now, here's the reason why we have all the rain around the area today. Now, we typically, anyway, we've been having rain a lot lately. Most days we have about a 40 or 50% chance, but today it's like a 90% chance. And here's the reason why, and it's because there's a lot of moisture locked in over the very northeastern corner of the Gulf, and the Hurricane Center is watching that moisture for the possibilities of some development. It's a very low-end possibility. It probably won't actually develop, at least over the Gulf. Now, as it tracks across the peninsula of Florida, it's going to dump a bunch of rain there, and then it's going to track into the Atlantic over the Gulf Stream. When it emerges over the Gulf Stream, that's where it has a little opportunity for some development. So we'll see if that happens. Once again, it's all very low end. Really the main thing about this is that it's a rainmaker. There's going to be a lot of rain. So today, tomorrow, really good rain chances. Wednesday is a transition day. And then we're going to have dry air coming in after that. So by Thursday and Friday, we almost completely not completely, and this time of year it's hard to ever fully get rid of the rain chances, but we drop them down to only 20% by Thursday and Friday. So it's going to be a lot drier by the end of the week. Of course, Friday is the 4th of July, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty good day. It'll be a hot day, but a pretty good day. And the same thing's going to happen here with the rip current risk. Is that the next couple of days, because of all that rain and uneasiness out in the Gulf, we're going to have moderate rip current risk next couple of days, but then after that, it drops to low through the rest of the holiday week here, and by the time you get to 4th of July on Friday, it's low there as well. So that is good news. Here is the long-range forecast. So today and tomorrow, really high rain chances, and you can see the temperatures staying in the low to mid 80s, so that helps us out with the temperatures. And then as we get later in the week, we start to dry out, and then look what happens to the temperatures. By the time we hit the 4th of July, we're going to be in the mid-90s. It's going to be hot on the 4th of July. Probably have heat index values 105 plus, so we're going to get really toasty there towards the end of the week. All in all, not really a very unusual sort of 4th of July forecast. It's kind of par for the course, kind of a typical thing. A little bit extra on the rain chances for the beginning of the week, a little bit lower on the end of the week. So that's good news. I think it's going to really work out for the holiday for us. So hopefully you have yourself a good 4th of July. Of course, we'll keep you updated. We'll be watching out for any changes here for us, but just be prepared to deal with a lot of rain the next couple of days.